I'm so excited to show you this look I've created with the gorgeous Julia. It's a beautiful mauve orange eye, and we're going to walk you through how to use all the products to get the look. So I'm just starting off by cleansing the skin. I'm just using a makeup wipe here, just removing the oil from the eyelids in particular. Then I'm going to hydrate using CAUDALIE Beauty Elixir Spray, which is a staple in my makeup kit. I love using this, as it smells divine. Now we're going to use the Skin Iceland eye gels. And when you are doing a colourful eye or a smoky eye, I just find these are a great tool to obviously hydrate under the eyes, but also catches any fallout. So we're going to leave those on for the eye makeup and then remove them once we're finished. Now I'm just hydrating the lips using MECCA Cosmetica's Lip Delicious. I'm applying that with a Muji cotton tip. I like doing this at the start because it sinks in, and then by the time you're up to the lips, you can pop the lip on without any lip balm being on the lips anymore. Now I'm just hydrating the skin with my favorite moisturizer right now, which is Augustinus Beta, and this is the cream. I'm using a MAC Cosmetics brush and just buffing that into the skin. Sometimes I use moisturizer with a brush, sometimes I massage with my fingers, just depending on how I'm feeling that day. These duo fibre brushes are great for creams. I really love them. Always had them in my kits. Now I'm just going to brush up the brows. We're going to start with the eyes. So I like to begin with the eyebrow, which frames the face, and we can see where we're going with the eyes once we've done that. So I'm using a new product today. This is Glossier's Brow Flick in the shade Brown. And it's a marker essentially, and it's really easy to use if you just want to finally draw on the brow hairs. So you just take your time, and I use my pinky just to steady my hand so I can do the finest brow hair strokes in Julia's eyebrow. Then I just make sure I brush through what I've just created. It just makes it a little bit more natural. And now I'm just coming in with Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. And as I've said in other videos, I like to use a few different products because it just creates really great texture and it creates a really realistic brow. So now I'm just coming into the other side. And Julia's brows are fantastic. I don't really have to change the shape too much. They are a little bit light, so I'm just giving them a little bit more depth, especially on the arch. And once we've done the brow flick, then I'm going to come back in again with the Brow Wiz. And I just like to make sure the brow hairs are brushed up and pushed to the side. And then I can really see where the little gaps are and where I need to fill in. So once I've created the brows, the next step I'm going to do is to add the brow gel. So this is by R&Co, this brow gel, and I love it. It's very strong hold. You have to really get the brows in place because if you want to move them later, they're stuck, which is great. Okay, now we're using MAC Cosmetics Groundwork Paint Pot. This is a staple in my kit. I'm applying it with a MAC Cosmetics 217 brush. I'm just going to buff this all over the eyelid. It's going to create a really beautiful base. I use this a lot on shoots. It's so awesome on its own, or it's a really good base under natural eyes, or if you're going to do something a little bit more fierce. So once we've buffed that on, the next step is to start with the curling of the lashes. I like to do this before the eyeshadow and the eyeliner's on there, just so it doesn't smudge things around. This is by SURRATT Beauty. Now we're using the Tom Ford Beauty African Violet Eye Quad. I am in love with this eye quad. This is one of their newer eye quads. You can see the variety of colours in it are gorgeous. I'm starting with this beautiful mauve shade, and I'm using this in the crease. You can see here I'm just buffing that in, and then I'm going to come back in later with a clean fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend out those edges. So we're going to really make this crease nice and poppy with the colour. So the key to this look is just to blend as much as you can. You're going to apply that colour. The fallout's not too bad with these palettes. They're really great, the Tom Ford palettes. I've always had them in my kits. And now we're just going to come in with the bronzy shade, and we're just going to work that into the outer edges of the eye. I like to just like tap the product off, as you can see, or push a bit into my hand, just so when you go to applying it onto the eye, that you're not going to have fallout if you are using an eyeshadow that's prone to more fallout. So we're just going to work that in, just creating that depth. I do want the eyes to be the focus of this look. We are going to do quite a natural lip. And you can see here, I'm just nestling it into the outer edges and the center of the eye. These 217 brushes have always been a staple. I have multiple in my kit and I use them for pretty much every eye look I do. So now we're just coming with that bigger brush, the 224, and this is clean, it's got no product on it. I'm just blending it all out so it looks super seamless. So now coming in with this nice metallic golden colour, and I am applying this now with a Charlotte Tilbury pencil brush, I believe it's called, and I'm nestling this into the inner eye area just so we've got some contrast, so it's a little bit lighter on the inner eye and then it goes out to those mauve bronzy kind of tones. And the beauty of this palette is that you can create so many different looks. You can really use them all together or on their own or in duos. It's a really cool palette to have if you want to create fun looks. So now I'm just going to come under the eye with that bronzy shade. I'm using a nice soft fluffy brush. Be really careful you use beautiful soft brushes on the girl's eyes when you're creating the look. You want it to be as gentle as possible. So by running this colour under the eye, it's really going to amplify the look. It's going to give it a little bit more intensity. And this is a red carpet event, so Julia's eyes are going to really be striking for her photos. So I'm just building up those outer edges a little bit more. I think when you're creating an eye look, it's just about experimentation and building and layering until you're really happy with that eye shadow work that you've created. So now I'm just going to warm up the crease a little bit with that orange tone. And you can see how beautifully they work together. So now I'm coming in with Tom Ford Beauty's Eye Kohl, and this is in the shade Onyx. So I'm just going to line that lower waterline. And of course, being a black pencil, this is just going to give it a little bit more oomph. And so we have curled the lashes, and now it's time to apply mascara, and I've chosen to use Hourglass, and this is a Caution Extreme Lash Mascara. And I am applying this with my MAC Cosmetics fan brush. This mascara is a great mascara to wear if it's raining, like it is out the window. You can see there's a chance it might get wet. It's not going to smudge. It's really foolproof. It lasts all night. It's not going to like transfer under the eye. So if you're looking for something like that, I highly recommend this mascara. I've been loving this lately. My clients have been loving this. I think this is about the third or fourth one I've had in my kit so far. So that's always a good indication that it's a great mascara because I get to try out so many. So I'm definitely loving this one. So when I'm applying the mascara, I'm just really focusing on separating the lashes. We're not going to apply any false lashes tonight because Julia has amazing lashes and she looks great with just a natural lash. So we're just really going to take the time to separate each lash, lift them right up, so it really pops off that gorgeous shadow work that we've just created. So now we're just making sure the bottom lashes are looking amazing as well. So not only are the Skin Ice and Gel masks super hydrating, they're a great little tool to use so they catch all the fallout. So you can see now I'm just taking those off, and under the eye area is super clean. You don't have to clean anything up. I'm just going to hydrate under the eyes, and this is La Mer's Eye Concentrate. And I'm just applying this with a MAC Duo Fiber brush. So I like to pat this in. I always use an eye cream on my clients. I just find it helps the concealer to sit better on the skin. If you're someone who suffers from getting creases and lines, this is a great little trick for your skin prep before you apply concealer. So now we're going to use BECCA Cosmetics, and this is a First Light Priming Filter. This is a beautiful primer if you just want to brighten the skin a little bit. It's not as dewy as the other one I use, the Backlight Priming Filter, but it still has a gorgeous glow, but it's a little bit more natural. So I'm just applying this with my IT Cosmetics No. 7 makeup brush. Just let that settle into the skin. And now I'm coming in with Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. Now Julia's skin is absolutely perfect. You can see she literally doesn't really need foundation. I have used maybe 1 pump maximum, and I'm literally just buffing this so sheerly across her skin, mainly from the center outwards, but I really don't want it to be, you know, a full base because her skin needs to shine through, and I just want to make sure on the red carpet that she just looks super, super polished, but we don't want to cover up her skin too much. So we're just buffing that in, and then you can come back in with the warmth of your fingers and really press it in. Or you can use a beauty blender as I am now, and it'll just make sure it looks super natural and flawless. So I always dampen my beauty blender, and I just pushing the product in all over the face. I love my beauty blenders. I use these on most of my clients. I love turning it upside down and using the pointed end for under the eyes. You can see how gorgeous this finish is. So now I'm going to do the tiniest bit of concealer under Julia's eyes, and I'm using NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. And you can see I'm just using that pointy end just to apply the tiniest amount just in the hollows of the eyes. She doesn't really need much cover up, but it's just going to brighten that area a little bit more and give a little bit of extra dimension. I'm just going to carry that through the T-zone just a little bit, just so there's a little bit more lightness under the mouth and in the center of the face. And once I've done the concealing, the next step I'm going to do is apply Tom Ford Beauty Shade and Illuminate. I'm using another MAC Cosmetics Duo Fiber brush. So I'm just chiseling her gorgeous cheekbones. And so you just apply and then you really blend it out. You want it to be really subtle and soft. I don't want it to be too dark. I like to bring it up in the temples a little bit and then down on the jawline as well. You don't have to work too quickly with this product, but I do like to apply it and then blend it out straight away. It's super easy to blend out if you've got the right tools. And now I'm going to highlight using Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Beauty Light Wand. This highlighter is amazing. It's one of those highlighters when I wear it personally, people will ask me what I've got on because it's just super, super pretty and glowy. On the red carpet, I find it reflects really well in photos. I've used it on some of my most favorite red carpet looks. It's super, super light and golden, and it's kind of like a champagne-y finish, I would say. It's creamy, so you can really press it in. The only thing I don't like about this is the applicator. I find it spills in my kit a little bit, so you're just going to make sure you turn the nozzle off and have the lid on tightly. So I've had a few explosions of this product, but overall it's beautiful. So now I'm just going to warm up the skin a little bit more. So I'm going on top of those areas. I just applied the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, and I'm using the Laura Mercier Baked Powder, and this is in the shade, I think this is number 4. I generally use 3 or 4 on the girls. And I'm applying this with the Charlotte Tilbury makeup brush. I love this makeup brush for bronzing. It's super soft. It's a little bit smaller than a bigger bronzer brush, so you can really target the areas you want. I'm just dusting a little bit extra on the apples of the cheeks as well. So now we're going to just set that T-zone and make sure it's not shiny. So I'm using Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm applying it with a MAC Cosmetics makeup brush. I'm just going to make sure it's super humid in New York in summer. You just want to make sure this area is shine free, because there's nothing worse than having too much shine in the T-zone for photos. So now I'm going to apply Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder, and I'm also using a MAC Cosmetics 224 brush, which is super soft and fluffy. I'm dusting this under Julia's eyes. It's going to set the concealer. It's going to brighten under that area a little bit. It also helps the concealer not to crease. I love this product. It's always been in my kit. Now we're going to dust some blush onto the apples of the cheeks. This is a custom palette that I made. It's all from NARS. So I just went and chose different shades. And these are the pinky shades that I chose to use for this look. Super, super soft and pretty, but it just adds a little bit more youth to the look. So now we're going to line the lips with Pillow Talk Lip Cheat Pencil by Charlotte Tilbury. As you can see, Julia's got the most gorgeous natural lip color. So this lip look is super, super natural. I'm just kind of intensifying her lip line a little bit more. So now I'm going to use the NARS Audacious Lipstick Palette. This is such a beautiful palette for makeup artists to have in their kit. It's got those gorgeous pinks and peaches that look great on most skin tones. And I'm applying this with a makeup brush from MAC Cosmetics. It's got a nice pointy end to help you get a super, super chic, straight lip look. I use this palette a lot on my clients, so I highly recommend this one. And there's a finished look. Thank you so much to the gorgeous Julia for letting me film this makeup look we created for the red carpet. If you have any questions about the products, techniques, brushes, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.